Mikel Arteta has come out and obviously hailed Bukayo Saka and Kai Havertz after their well-fought win. That was really beautiful on Wednesday. They hammered. I have a friend of mine on this channel. He's a regular viewer. He came out and said in English, they say Arsenal trounced. All right. Arsenal trounced PSV by 4 goals to nil, and Kai Havertz really played a pivotal role in the 4th goal. Bukayo Saka scored the first goal and scored the second goal, and Mikel Arteta is really very, very vocal on what really happened on the field of play, and he has been so much praiseful of these players, and hope you're really going to enjoy this episode. I'm also going to bring you what Arteta had to say about Arsenal killing off the game early enough, because in the first half Arsenal had gone ahead to score 3 goals. It's the very first time that Arsenal is scoring 3 goals in the first half ever since this season really started. Smash the like button, comment and share. If you're really watching us for the very first time, endeavor to subscribe to this channel so as not to miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. Rokani David is my name, and let's obviously set off in the way we deserve to start. And we started off with what Arteta had to say about Bukayo Saka's first Champions League game, plus what he really had to do on the day. He said, to be fair, some of the boys now play at an international level, and they have big roles in their national teams. And you can sense that as well, that they are not just part of the squad. They have a lot of responsibility. That's very helpful for the team. So, Arteta was like giving credit to the national team on how we've gone ahead to frame these boys like Bukayo Saka. Maybe the mentality has gone ahead to shift and obviously become better for these players, especially when they go to the national team and really join up with players who really have elite mentality. When you look at the England national team, it really has a largest portion of players who play for Man City. That is John Stones, there is Calvin Phillips, Phil Foden, Kyle Walker. Which other English player really? I think they're like 5 players that play for the national team of England that really put up their best for Man City. Now, when you unite with such players and really be with them, you see to it that their command obviously changes you and really gives you the best that you deserve as a player. And I think the mentality shift is what Mikel Arteta was hinting on a lot as far as Bukayo Saka was concerned, because lots of things have been happening at Arsenal, and Arteta is the man to hail for obviously turning out Bukayo Saka in the player he has obviously turned into. Remember, for Bukayo Saka, he has always been that player who really played as the left back, left winger under Unai Emery, but when Arteta came in through, he shifted his position and turned him into a right attacking midfielder in reference to what he has been seeing at Man City, that Riyad Mahrez, Bernardo Silva and Phil Foden were some of the players that Pep Guardiola played as right attack midfielder with the left foot, because that helps you obviously have some huge balance and the way you obviously threaten your opponents. And he really did that and had a very big turnaround in the career of Bukayo Saka. But he's hinting on how his mentality has gone ahead to shift a lot with the national team because of the players he always mingles with. Because there are players like Jude Bellingham, whose mentality is really strong, and all they know is going hard to win the game of football. That is it. So after all that, things really went in through, and nothing really stopped them from really scoring 4 goals past PSV and heaven. And when you look at the side of Arsenal, Arteta had to praise Bukayo Saka. Why? Bukayo Saka went in for the first goal. You know that very well. Saka went ahead and obviously scored the first goal and then created the assist. And what other way to hail a player like that, apart from obviously giving him his flowers? And they've gone ahead to obviously give him his flowers, and he has gone ahead to accept them. And that is Bukayo Saka for you. Good display for Bukayo Saka. And now people who really say that I have an agenda for Bukayo Saka are now really getting to where they want to be. I just come on to criticize certain things that obviously said a lot about the boy, because when Saka is not scoring goals, that's when you hear stories. He's playing with a nagging ankle. When he scores goals and puts in an assist, people say he's really fine. Why don't they address that issue when Saka is really doing well? Why is it an issue when he isn't performing well? So that PR machine has not gone ahead to be the reason as to why the likes of Messi and Ronaldo have gone ahead to obviously thrive in their career. They accept the blame and they accept that they are really off form, and when they hit back on the form, they silence the haters. So for Bukayo Saka, the only way you're supposed to silence the haters is to continue putting in such performances. And their next Champions League game, they're going to be playing away in France, and I anticipate that he can go obviously there and put up what we call a show. So we anticipate the best for him, and we expect him to obviously put in more and more performances like those. Then Arteta went ahead and obviously said the following on Kai Havertz. Remember, he played him in 2 different positions. He played him in the central midfield, and then later, when he took off Gabriel Jesus, Kai Havertz led the line. He said Kai Havertz was very connected to the game. It's true that I asked him to play in 2 different roles in regard to the opponent behaviors. He's so intelligent the way he does it. It's just finishing 1 or 2 actions that he had again, but it's coming. I remember in my match reaction, I told you this was the best game that I've seen this man play. That is Kai Havertz for Arsenal. He really played very, very, very well. And I think it might be a very huge kickstart off for his beautiful display for Arsenal in the next tally of games that Arsenal are really going to play. Remember, on the weekend, Arsenal are really going to play against the side of Tottenham Hotspur, another London derby. But this is why I've been calling upon Arsenal fans that please just relax and float. Kai Havertz will come good. He will come good. He's talented, but he's being played in different position altogether that hasn't been playing in his entirety of his career. At Bayern Leverkusen, that's where he never played. He played as a number 10. At Chelsea, he obviously played as a number 10 sometimes. He also played as a number. He also led the line and sometimes was played as a right attacking midfielder. But at Arsenal, they are playing him in a position that is really new for him, and Arteta is 100% sure he's obviously going to fit into that system like a glove. I support Man United, you know that very well, and it's the same thing that Alisson really faced when he came in at Manchester United. Ten Hag told him, you've always been playing as a 10, but I'm going to turn you, I'm going to really see you, I'm really going to turn you into a number 8. And he really did it very well, and I anticipate that Kai Havertz has more physical attributes than Eriksen. And if at all Eriksen really tried to play that role, that means if at all Kai Havertz sits into that role very well, he's going to turn out into a very good player altogether, because he has the talent, he has the physicality, and he's press resistant. So I think Arteta just went ahead and mirrored to what Erik ten Hag did to Eriksen, and really said, if at all I get in Kai Havertz is a strong player, talented, and he covers more distance than Eriksen. So if I put him into that role, he's obviously going to perform better. And I think that is going to happen, because he first wanted Mason Mount from the side of... He wanted to sign Mason Mount from... from Chelsea, and Mason Mount chose United over Arsenal. So Kai Havertz is a good player. He's a good player, and he played his best game for Arsenal yesterday. And I know that he's going to start in the game against Tottenham Hotspur. Arteta is obviously going to give him that game, because he knows these are games where he's going to thrive better, as Ange Postecoglou is going to come in through and obviously play what we call an open game. He's going to play an open game. He's not going to park the bus, and in such situations, Kai Havertz will enjoy his game better. And talking about him left with just 1 or 2 shots and really correct his misses to become a better player, obviously that will increase on his concentration. And in a game that Arsenal is going to play on Sunday, you would be in need to see a goal coming in from the man himself, that is Kai Havertz. If he scores in the North London derby, that will seal all the lips of the naysayers to Kai Havertz. And I think Arteta is really seeing that his player is obviously coming good, and him being one of the players he really went ahead and repaid some huge money for, he's obviously getting there for me. That is it. Now, Arteta lastly, on Arsenal scoring an early goal and killing off the game early, he said, very good, and that's what we have to do. That's why I mentioned that in the box we were exceptional today. We were ruthless, we took our chances, and the finishing quality was top notch. But as well, we could have done more. So I like that about Mikel Arteta. We could have done more. Never at any time put out a statement that shows your players that you are contented. Never at any time put out something like that for your side, because it obviously gives them confidence and satisfaction that will obviously haunt you. But he talked about how good it is. Obviously, every team would like to see their games killed off in a nick of time, because if you are 3 goals up by half time, all you need is simple. Go outside there, get a 4th one, and put yourself in the mood to obviously charge for the next game. That's why you saw to it that he had some time and room to rest Jesus, Bukayo Saka, Leandro Trossard, Declan Rice, and Zinchenko. All those players being so much pivotal in the game that Arsenal is going to play on Sunday as they take on Tottenham Hotspur, a team that's going to head to rest for 7 days before they face Arsenal, meaning that was courtesy of Arsenal scoring early enough. If Arsenal never killed off that game early enough, Arteta wouldn't have had room to obviously see himself go to the levels where he deserves to be and obviously rest these players, meaning that these players are going to head to rest and they are ready to obviously take on the next huge step into the way that Arteta really wants it to be. So that's really huge for Mikel Arteta, and he was really excited to see to it that a game was killed off like that. And talking about that they could have done more, that is it. I remember Jesus had close to more 2 chances, and one was really saved by the goalkeeper after he did a very good step over and really went in for a curling shot into the top corner, but the goalkeeper really just fisted that ball into all past the byline, and it was a corner for Arsenal. So they would have gone ahead to do better. That's my best statement, because the team I support, called Man United, has a manager known as Erik ten Hag. He has always said good is not good enough. That is the team I support, and that's the manager that is going to obviously put in statements like those, that good is not always good enough. That is it, coming in from none other than Mikel Arteta on his players Kai Havertz and Bukayo Saka, and how they went ahead to thrive in that beautiful game of football that saw Arsenal beat PSV by 4 goals. Now, I call upon your reactions into the comment section below. Do you think Arteta was right to commend Bukayo Saka and Kai Havertz for their performances as they took on a side of PSV and Heaven? All that and more into the comment section below. And what does this win mean for Arsenal as they head to the side of Emirates again to play against Tottenham Hotspur in the North London derby? Guys, this is Rokani David. Rokani Media is the YouTube channel, and don't forget to subscribe. I'm out. May the Almighty Lord bless you abundantly. I cover you all in the precious blood of Jesus Christ. May the living to God bless you abundantly. A sign out for the Muslim viewers and subscribers. Barakallahu fikum. Bye-bye.